welcome to another Coffee Conversations and Q&A.
Hi, thank you for being here.
Hello guys, nice to see you. We have got our yummy, not coffee today, it's
Tea.
Chai tea. It's a chilly day out there, so
Fire will be coming later.
yep, we need to still bundle up around here. I saw a lot of places in the country are actually getting
snow.
like snow. They could get
snowed
feet
in.
of snow.
Yes.
So we don't have that here. We just have
No.
chilly, windy conditions, and it's
And
time
it was
to
nice.
time to
A couple
bundle
days
up.
ago.
It
We had
was.
t-shirts on.
It was almost a week ago now.
No. You sure?
Oh,
No,
a couple days ago it was warm. It wasn't quite
Right.
t-shirt weather.
It
Yeah,
was 70.
yeah, because that was the warm front coming
70,
in before
yes.
the cold front.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're sipping on something warm. Hopefully you are as well. Let us know. You know, we're rolling into, what is it? We're rolling into April now, which can you
Yes.
believe it? So a quarter of the year is almost
already
done.
gone.
Are you where
Where'd
you
it go?
Are you where you thought you'd be? That's the question, right?
that is.
And if not, what are you going to do in Q2?
Step it up. Yes.
Change it to make it different, to
Get those tasks done.
keep firing all
Get your
cylinders.
tasks done.
We did
Yes.
75 hard for the first 75 days of the year, and that went well.
Yep. Yes,
We
it
got
did.
we got a lot accomplished, and felt like we started the year off on a good momentum pace.
Yes.
And then we're like, okay, are we gonna continue
Not.
on? Or are we gonna? So we took a few days and went
Yes,
with
took
our
a trip.
son. We took a trip. He had archery tournament. We did lots of things over the weekend, and then we jumped back in. We're like, okay, I think we're gonna go to phase one
Phase
now.
one.
So
Yes.
we are officially
Second day.
day 2 of phase 1. If you don't know what 75 hard is, check into it.
Check
You know,
it
it's
out.
not just a challenge like a lot of people talk about. It's actually I would call it more of a mental
Yeah, it's more mental than anything.
mindset momentum shift, really, is what it is. And
Right.
it's
it gives you time when you say you don't have time to do anything.
well, the reason it gives you time is it's because you have to be
You have
strategic
priorities.
with your time to be able to get the tasks done on a daily basis. And now that we're going into phase 1, which is a 30-day phase
Right.
instead of a 75-day
Then
phase.
the next day is our anniversary.
Yep. So we put it on that we're gonna lead up right to that, and so then we'll have a nice anniversary time. But
Yes.
there's a couple extra tasks that we're doing. So we got a nice 5-minute cold
Cold
shower
shower.
and visualization, which is something we
Very important that we were doing anyway.
We do as well, and adding a few more tasks on there. So.
Yep.
There's always time. There's always things to get done. That's one of the reasons that we enjoy doing 75 hard. It's like a recalibration. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like you're kind of going along with life, and sometimes you got to have like that pattern interrupt and that stop and say,
Yep.
okay, let's be more strategic. Let's be more specific. Let's be more mindful. Let's start making sure that we're not just working in our business or we're working our mind, we're working our bodies.
Yes.
Like we're giving it what it needs, and we're firing on all cylinders.
Great
So
fuel.
it is. So that's what we're working on. So as soon as we're done with this, we got to get out and we got to get some stuff done because
Yes.
we got more tasks to do.
So let's get to questions.
So let us know, kind of where you're at, what your plans are for, the next quarter coming up. We've got to sit down probably this weekend and, flush out. We always look at the year and break it into quarters. And when
Yes.
we're working on that quarter, we get more specific on what are we doing on those quarters. So we kind of have laid out what we're going to be working on Q2, but it's always good to look right before you start going into it and say,
Yes.
okay, are we still on track for these things? Do we
Right,
need to
what do we
change
need to
anything
change?
around? What are we going to do, each month of that quarter? And then
Yep.
we can break it down into weekly and daily bite-sized pieces that we're able to focus on. So hopefully you're doing that as well and continuing to push on throughout the year. All right, let's jump into our questions so we can get these answered for you guys.
Here we go. Is 9 p.m. too late to end your event?
No, it depends.
It depends.
It's all relative. It's if you, I know you were going to say yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I could tell you were already leaning towards the yes. I'm
A
like,
little too late.
it depends, right?
Unless you're serving dinner, it matters. It does.
It does.
If
See?
you're having a cocktail party, if you're having dinner, going right into dinner, then it's not too late. As long as you have dinner first, and then
right. I mean, if
You keep going.
if you're planning on, and here's why I say it depends. If you were going to have an all-day event, and you're not going to feed anyone dinner, going into 9 o'clock is too late.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
If
what I
you're
was coming
having
from.
an all-day event and dinner is included in that event. So maybe around 5, 6, you have dinner, and then you move from dinner into another session, maybe entertainment, maybe, there's all kinds of different things you can be doing.
Or into a dinner.
Right. Or, you have a dinner.
You want dinner way before 9, though.
Into cocktails, meet and mingle time. It could also go into dancing. It could go into some sort of entertainment. It could go into all kinds of things, right?
Yes.
So it's not too late if you're doing these other things. Now, another way it's not too late is if you have your event that you're doing registration. Maybe you're starting registration at like 6, right? Come and we can do 6. We can do cocktails. You'll be able to do cocktails, hors d'oeuvres, kind of meeting
then
people.
Then it's an evening event.
Then it's fine. You're not having dinner.
End at 10.
But people could have already had dinner beforehand. They know what to expect, right?
Yes.
So then going until 9, 10 o'clock at that point is fine as well. You just want to make sure people aren't going to be trashed and they can get up the next day and move into the day. So it all depends on how your event is structured, how it's set up, what you're planning on doing. There's no hard and fast, no, 9 is too late. And 9 is too late if dinner's not happening. 9 is too late if you've gone all day and they're not doing a break. 9 is too late if you're planning on having them go to dinner and expecting them to come back for a 2-hour session, right?
Yeah.
So move your things around where you don't break them for dinner until 7, but instead of coming back from 7 to 9, you're just going from 5 to 7, and then they're going dinner at 7, right?
Correct.
So there's different ways of setting that up and doing that. So on one hand, yes, 9 is too late if they haven't been fed, right? 9 is too late if you expect them to eat and come back after dinner.
Yes.
9 is not too late if they're going to go into dinner and then an evening session. If you're gonna, and it's all there that you're doing, right? You're controlling that. You're putting that on. It's not too late if you're doing a half-day event and you're doing something different. So it's not an either or. It's an and. You can do both. You just have to make sure you structure it correctly to be able to.
Just don't do a full day and then end at 9.
Right, with no dinner.
Right.
Okay.
You'll have
or
revolts.
Expect people to come back. If you do break from 5 to 7, expect them to come back from 7 to 9.
They won't.
If there's not something really tangible for them to come back for.
Yeah, a gift or something.
If you were giving away a car,
there you go.
They'll come back, right? But most of the time you're not doing that. So it's got to be something that's pulling them back enough that if you are going to break them, have them go out on their own for a meal and expect them to come back for a 2-hour session. Yeah, there better be something darn good.
Just do it tomorrow,
or they're not going to come back.
Yes.
Or just structure your day, put that schedule together, structure differently, so you can do what you're going to plan on doing from 7 to 9, from 5 to 7, and then they have the rest of the evening after that.
There you go.
All right.
Okay. Does the video camera for an event need to be raised rather than on the floor? Yes, it's always great, no matter what you're using the footage for, because later on you might change your mind, and then you're going to have heads going across the bottom of your shot.
You got the bobbing.
Yes, it's always great. They'll throw it in, just ask for it, and so it can be there for your camera.
And what are you asking for?
You're asking for a riser, a small riser, because you need a tripod. And if somebody's going to be running the camera also, instead of just leaving it there, ask for a stool also. So, because sometimes you might want footage of them going back and forth on stage, or a stagnant shot that is wide. But always have a riser. It's always better than having it on the floor where everybody's going to the bathroom and people are going back and forth across your shot.
Yeah, it makes it.
Even if it's just for, what you said on stage, it's just for you. It's always still to have a better shot, because you might want a clean shot, because you might even want to use some of that later.
Yeah, a clean shot is always best.
Yes.
Yeah, and a riser solves that challenge very quickly.
Yes.
So it takes care of that. All right, next question. What should communication be after an event? Well, it shouldn't be crickets. That's the first thing.
Right away.
And most people, they don't think after their event. They think before the event sometimes. They think during the event, but then once the event is done, normally
you don't hear anything.
Most people, there's no communication at all, right?
Thanks for coming, that's it.
They have this high. I mean, attendees come to your event, they're getting this high. They're getting all of this information. They're meeting and mingling. And you structured your event so well that they are riding high, right? And if you don't have any communication with them after the event, it is a drop off. They fall and they splat.
Yep.
Okay. So.
And feel left out.
Think of it. It's just, that's not, again, you don't want that to be the lasting impression or the lasting impact they have is like, well, I had such a great time at the event, but I don't know why I came back home and I just feel like I didn't do anything, or I feel like, I just, it was like a letdown. It's because they're riding this high of the event, and then you didn't help taper it off for them, right? So the way that you can communicate with them after the event doesn't have to be a lot of communication, but some rather than none, right?
Yes.
So ask them, how was your experience? Would you want to come to
couple
another
questions.
event?
Yes.
Would you like someone else to come with you next time? Would you tell a friend? If you
go.
have footage
Little questionnaire.
that you're,
Yes.
now you always want to do the feedback questionnaires like a survey at the event, but these are
Yes.
always follow-up things like, what was your favorite part about the event?
Right.
Are you going to tell people about the event? Would you want to come back to another one? Where would you
Yes.
want to go next time? Like, get them thinking
Yes,
about,
get
this is
them
not the end.
involved.
This is just the
Yes.
beginning. This is the start of the relationship, right?
Yes, you care.
Right.
It's showing you care about them.
Who else would you want to have come with you next time?
Yes.
Who are your favorite speakers? Are you
Our
gonna
favorite subjects.
right? Are you gonna talk on social media about this? Or make sure you tag us in this tag or this this post, or how you're gonna, so you can start hashtagging it, so
You're
people can
taking
start
pictures.
seeing it. Send them our way. We love to see it from your perspective. Like all these different things. Now, if you do have deliverables after, then you want to get those to them as well. If it's something like a recording that might take a while, then you want to
Yes.
reach out and let them know, hey. We're going to be getting
on
you
the
a
way.
recording. It's going to take X amount of time, so be on
Yes.
the lookout when it
You're
gets a little bit
repeating
closer.
yourself.
Yeah.
Just an email form.
And don't think that because you said it at the event, you don't
They're
need to
gonna
repeat
remember.
it through an email. Repeat everything, right? That way they're clear. It's like,
Especially if it's silence.
Oh, I do remember them saying that. Oh, yeah,
Yes.
okay. Or if you have, even better yet, if you have more dates coming up, it's like, hey, we loved having you at this event. We do have more of these events coming up on this, and this date. We'd love to see you at those as well.
But it's going to might be discounted or free.
Sometimes, they have lifetime attendance. Sometimes it's a reinvestment fee. Whatever that may be,
Right.
maybe they can refer some other people to it. Like, you
Yes.
want to get them thinking about the next. You don't
Yes.
want them to start thinking, well, or maybe you have another event that they signed up for, or you have a course that they signed up
So
for,
you
or
give
a
them more
coaching group.
information on that.
You want to get them going in that, right? You want to
Yes.
give them a phone call, or you want to send them a text, or give them, send them an email of letting them know, hey, we're so happy to have you on board this. Let's get you started, right?
Yes.
If you are having an onboarding from after the event, you want to have that like 2 days after the event. Gives people time to get home. And then you want to have that call. Maybe you're having like an onboarding to let them know this is what's going to happen. This is what we're going to do. This is how it's going to get started. You don't want to leave that out for days on end. You want to have it 48 to 72 hours after the event, that onboarding, right? That gives them that
Yes.
information. Because again, you don't want them just to fall flat.
Yeah, and you don't have to send it the day after.
The other thing you want to think of is most places, if they have signed up for something with you, they have a period that they can rescind, or they can ask for a refund on what you have, right? And so that if you put something and they don't hear from you at all, they might start getting cold feet, or they might start second guessing them. Maybe I shouldn't have purchased that. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. If they don't hear anything from you, but if they're hearing from you, if they're looking forward to this onboarding call, if they're getting it helps
reassuring their
solidify the sale, right?
Yes.
So you want something in that first 48
Right away.
hours that they're looking forward to,
Yes.
that you're getting them going. Because most of the time, if you have a weekend event, the clock doesn't
Yes.
start ticking until Monday, until a business day.
There
So
you
they
go.
have all day Monday, all day Tuesday most of the time. You want something
Yes,
in
and
there.
think about that, because it's very important.
Because they go home like, dang it, maybe I should have done
spent
that.
too much
Maybe
money. Yes.
maybe I'm not ready for this. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I was in the
Or
moment.
somebody was in their ear.
Yeah, someone else. Oh, you shouldn't be doing that. So again, there's a reason for the communication. One, because you don't want them to fall flat. Two, you don't want them to refund or not want the next thing. Three, you don't want to just leave them hanging, right? You want to
No.
continue on the relationship, and the best way to continue the relationship is to stay in communication with them.
Yes.
Doesn't mean reach out to them every day. You don't need to be a pest, but you want to let them know that you're still there, right?
Yes.
This is not just a be all end all. It's done.
Yep.
Move on with your life. It's a continued relationship.
Go for it.
When an attendee refers someone to an event, should they get a percentage or a fee for doing that?
It varies in
That
so
depends.
many different ways.
I mean, it all depends on do you have that structured in order to do that? That would be like an
You
affiliate.
need to have it already structured.
Yeah. If it's something that they refer someone and say, hey, can you give me a fee, and it's not something you have set up, no. If it is something that you're doing, you let people know, hey, anyone you refer, make sure you send them to your code so that they can, you'll get a percentage of that event or percentage of that ticket or percentage of that whatever they buy, then yes. But that's something you would have to have set up ahead of time. Something that you would have to already have structured. What's the percentage going to be? Is it a flat fee? Is it based on a percentage of what they purchase?
Right.
Is it
doesn't matter if they show up or not?
Right. Is it a one-time thing? Is it something that they bought a ticket and they buy something else at the event? It's a couple tiers. Like you have to think about all of those things
ahead of time,
and that's all done way ahead of your event. So think about when you're structuring that, how are you wanting that to be? But you got to do that not at the event. It's got to be done before, so that you can let people know, hey, you had a great time at this event. Make sure you let people know. We'll give you you want to sign up as an affiliate. You can get a link to that and a percentage.
Yep, and it's already taken care of.
Yep. All right. Last question.
How many different positions have you had in the event industry?
A lot. There's a lot.
Yes.
I mean,
from here to there.
The full gamut.
Everything.
So we can list off a few. Event planner, event coordinator, coach, event sales, wedding planner, wedding coordinator, party planner. What other things? Did I say sales? Sales, coaching.
Sales, yep.
Back of the room sales, team,
Yes.
my own sales, handling a team, a sales team. A lot, and that's.
Yep.
Oh, and then it comes from, the attendee side too. I've done let's sit in the chair, let's
Sit in the
watch,
chair
let's
and
be
you
the
learn.
attendee too.
Yes.
And that's really how you get a lot of the information as well. But
Yep.
all of the different positions or all of the different
And then
jobs,
it just goes up and up and
you
up.
learn something from it. And they all
Right.
kind of dovetail together, more than just having like one perspective or one point of view.
Right. And myself, I did sales for a very short time because I'm like, leave it to the experts. And then I also did the AV tech, and then I started doing AV production and putting it all together.
Yeah. So again, you got to find, like what he said, sales were not his thing. He didn't like sitting down and negotiating and talking and
Right.
having the one-on-one.
The conversations were fine.
He was fine with the conversations,
Yeah.
but you got to find what
What's
you
good for you.
enjoy.
Yes.
What do you like? What's your wheelhouse? Oh, another thing is speaking. That's something else I've done. I
Yep.
guess that would be more like a different type of
Right.
side of the events.
Yes.
But there's so many.
MC?
Yeah. There's so many different facets and angles and, things that you can do in events. Whether speaking's not your thing, okay, great. Maybe AV is your thing. Maybe, production is your thing. Maybe sales is more your thing. Like, you got to find what you enjoy,
Yes.
what works for you, and be okay with doing that for a while and then maybe checking back in.
Yeah.
Saying, you know what? Maybe
Yeah.
I'm ready for this next step. Maybe I am
Yep.
ready to do this. And so
And that's striving for more.
always continue to grow, always continue to expand and get better at what you're doing. And that gives you more perspectives and it gives you more tools in your tool belt.
Yes.
And it also helps you from the attendee standpoint too. What are
Yep.
they going through? What do they like? What do they want? The more that you can see it, the easier that is.
Yes. So we appreciate everyone being here with us.
Yep.
So we can have our coffee and conversation.
That's right. And, we love it when you guys join in on the conversation. So
Yes.
if you have questions or, things
Yep.
that you're thinking of, let us know.
Type 'em
Shoot us
in.
over a message, a DM,
Yes.
a comment.
It's great to hear from you.
We find them and we love, spending this time with you guys and, giving back and letting your questions matter. And,
They do.
there's no such thing as a silly question. So
No.
even if you think, oh, it's probably already been answered or, oh, I don't think
Nope.
go ahead and ask it. There's probably
Yes,
somebody
different
else
times.
who's
Yes.
who's thinking the same question. So
Correct.
we love all questions and whether they have to do with events or speaking or coaching or life, send them our
Yep.
way. We're here to answer those for you. And in the meantime, remember, it only takes
Yep.
an instant to make an impact. We'll talk to you
Thank
soon,
you.
guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.